The Fun Kids Book Club with Sticker Dolly's Unicorn Rescue. Go on a magical adventure with Grace, Lily and Holly, who race to rescue a frightened unicorn.
Hello and welcome to the Fun Kids Book Club podcast. Today we are going to be chatting to the amazing brand new author Jenny Pearson. Here's what happened when I found out a little bit about her brand new book.
Hi, how are you?
I am great, thank you. You, I assume, are doing very well because you've got your brand new debut book out, is that right?
I have. It's the Super Miraculous Journey of Freddie Yates, and I'm very excited that it's finally come out, yes.
Oh my goodness, I bet you've been working so hard on this one, and I think it's paid off because it's getting very good reviews and was also Waterstone's Book of the Month, is that right?
I was absolutely thrilled about that. It's a bit different because all the bookshops are closed, but it's been absolutely fantastic to see all the online reviews and people making a bit of a buzz about it. So that's been just so lovely to see.
Yeah, what is it like? It's a bit different now at the moment, obviously, with everything closed up. So what's it like being an author in these times of closing bookshops, but a kind of boom in online bookshops?
It's very interesting because I am somebody who loves to go into bookshops. I love my local Waterstones. Like if you go in there, you always get like a friendly face, and the woman there, Fiona, she always gives me loads and loads of books and great recommendations. So I miss that. I miss seeing people and seeing all the actual physical copies of books, but there are so many like fantastic people online who give recommendations, and I've connected with a lot of really lovely authors through Twitter, so you don't ever feel like you're on your own, and everyone's doing a really good job about, you know, recommending books that they love as well as sort of promoting their own. It's a nice atmosphere, really.
Oh, that's good to know. And also, I mean, your book is going to be perfect for kids who are stuck at home right now because it's a really funny, really clever book. Can you tell us a little bit about the Super Miraculous Journey of Freddie Yates?
I can. Well, Freddie Yates, he has a bit of a tough time after his grams dies, and he finds out where his biological father is. So he decides he's going to go and find him and speak to him. So he enlists the help of his best friends, Charlie and Ben, and they set off on this journey across Wales to find Fred's dad. And during their trip, all sorts of funny things happen to them, but they sort of do these things that end up making them look a little bit like superheroes. And there's sort of a chain of events which makes it look like there's a miracle that's happened. And they kind of realise at the end what they're looking for, they already have with them the whole time, which is each other.
And they get up to lots of ridiculous big adventures. I don't want to ruin it for the listeners, but what is your favourite big ridiculous adventure that the guys get up to?
I enjoyed writing the onion eating competition because they ran out of money pretty soon on, because, you know, they do what we all do, they spent it on food, and they enter a competition where they have to try and eat an onion the fastest. That was quite fun. And then when they were on the boat and they have a bit of an argument and they end up falling in the sea, and they have to find a way to dry their clothes, and there's a bit of an accident with an oven hob. So those are very fun to write.
And also, Freddie loves facts. So what kind of facts do you have in the book as well? Can you tell our listeners a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah. So we hit off with the first one, which is a fact about teeth, and it's about which animal has the most teeth, and how I always thought it might have been a shark, but actually the garden snail has over 14,000 teeth, which I thought was quite an incredible fact. So yeah, and there's facts about all sorts in there about pigs and shrimps and walruses and cigarette smoke, all sorts of things, lots of facts. Because
I have to say, this book is right up my street. I love facts and I love funny books, and also it's been recommended by David Solomons, who is one of my favourite authors as well.
So he's amazing. Yeah, I know, and to have David Solomons recommend my book, because as a teacher I recommend a lot of books, and David Solomons is like always such a hit with the kids. So when I got that lovely quote through for him, I was dancing at home about that. So yes, it was very exciting.
It's such a heartwarming book to read, and it's also just really fun
Thank
as well.
you.
I've seen some reviews for it already, and I know kids are absolutely loving it. So I think right now it's perfect to grab this book, and you can distract yourself from being stuck at home, can't you?
That's the idea, because at the moment, we can't go out on our adventures. So you can follow along with Freddie, Ben and Charlie as they get up to all sorts of mishaps across Wales. And hopefully you can imagine yourself along with them.
Every author who comes on Fun Kids has to do my quick fire round of questions. It's a kind of rite of passage.
Goodness. Mm-hmm.
Books or Kindles?
Books.
Books, great. Heroes or villains?
Heroes. Yeah, it's got to be heroes.
I like the sharp intake of breath there, though. Film adaptation or TV adaptation?
Film.
Writing or reading?
Oh, writing. Now it's writing. It used to be reading, but now writing. I love it. Can't stop.
That's good. A lot of authors do not have that answer. Pear or potato?
Oh, potato. Carbs all the way.
Hogwarts or Narnia?
Oh, Hogwarts.
Laptop or write by hand?
Laptop.
Roald Dahl or Jacqueline Wilson?
Roald Dahl.
Charlie
I do love
or
Jacqueline
Ben?
Wilson. Oh, I can't choose between those two. I can't. I have to. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, Charlie, Ben, Charlie, Ben. Sorry, Ben.
No, I loved it. That was really inner working into your minds there. And next one, bookshop visit or school tour?
Oh, school tour. I've got to see the kids. Yeah.
Your natural habitat, I guess, in the school tours.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you write 9 to 5 or do you write when you fancy?
Oh, all over the place. No set time. Sometimes I don't write for ages, and then I have so anytime the mood takes me.
Paddington Bear or Winnie the Pooh?
Paddington. Oh, I do love them both though.
That's a tricky one. And finally, the last one, big one, salt and vinegar or cheese and onion?
Cheese and onion. That's a big argument in my house. Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to lie, I'm on the other side of that fence, but I'll let you off with it.
Okay.
So, Jenny, you pretty much passed my test, apart from the crisp question on the whole.
Okay.
You did very well.
Thank you very much.
So, Jenny, we should say your book, which everybody needs to go and grab, is The Super Miraculous Journey of Freddie Yates, and it is out. Is it published on the 30th of April? Is that right?
It is. It's coming out in April. You can get it in Waterstones now for delivery, but its launch date everywhere else is the 30th of April. So not long. Woo.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Jenny.
Thank you. It's really fun. That's why it's called Fun Kids Radio.
I know, right? We live up to the name. We like to stick with it.
Exactly.
Okay, so now Jenny is going to do a little reading from her brand new book for us.
Miracles might come in all shapes and sizes, but I'm still not convinced they are small and furry like Lady Gaga. It's funny what people consider to be a miracle. After Dad had his little accident, Gram said, "Joe, it's a small miracle you didn't kill yourself." It wasn't a small miracle, though. It was Eileen from the hairdressers, and nothing about Eileen is small or miraculous. If she hadn't been walking her dog, Lady Gaga, at that exact moment, she wouldn't have seen Dad's post van roll down the hill and shouted at him to move out the way. So, as I said, not a miracle, just good timing. Well, good-ish timing. He still broke his leg. Our teacher, Mrs. Walker, once said that if she finished the school year without strangling one of us, it would be a miracle. At the end of year 6, all my class were still alive. At least I think they were still alive. Dylan Catano disappeared midway through the autumn term, but I heard he went back to Japan. Anyway, my point is that Mrs. Walker was wrong. Not strangling one of 6W is not a miracle, even if we were a handful. In the olden times, miracles used to be bigger, although there's no knowing if those miracles actually happened. Once, Charlie, Ben and I tried to share a bag of fish and chips from Marley's. It stretched the very limits of our friendship, and Marley's is known for its big portions. How some bloke called Jesus managed to share 3 haddock and some whitey slicey with 5,000 people, I do not know. I guess people wanted to believe it happened. Dad says people like a good story, and if it makes them happy, then why let truth get in the way? I suppose that's what happened in Wales this summer. People saw what they wanted to see, and they wanted to see miracles. If you'd asked me at the beginning of July what I thought about that, I'd have told you that the truth is important, that facts are important. Back then, facts were just about my favourite thing. Some people collect Pokemon cards, some people collect stickers. I collected facts. See, Once you know a fact, it's yours to keep forever. It can't leave you, and no one can take it away. But then, this summer, I saw something truly miraculous, which made me question everything.
We're going to be back with more from Jenny Pearson after this. Welcome back to the Fun Kids Book Club podcast. I am delighted that we're speaking to Jenny Pearson right now, and this is a super special bit of goss for you, because on the podcast, and on the podcast only, we get to find out what authors' favourite childhood books were, and Jenny is about to tell us hers. So this is the secret extra bit of an interview we do. It's only allowed for Fun Kids Book Club listeners. So I'm here with Jenny Pearson. It is the special one, you see? This is the thing. If you get the book club podcast, this is the extra special bit nobody else gets. You know, none of the nation gets this in the show normally.
Wow.
We like to ask authors what their favourite childhood book was. Jenny, what is yours?
Mine is Matilda by Roald Dahl. I just love it so much. He is a genius, but this one is my particular favourite.
I've got to say, I'm with you on this. What made Matilda really speak to you? What was the reason that was the Roald Dahl book that you picked?
Do you know what? I think it's about this little girl who is battling against these awful adults, and she goes to a library, and she kind of gets her powers, and it's that feeling as a kid of feeling powerless, but actually you can do something. And I can remember just being absolutely swept away by this book, and then spending, and I'm sure everyone did, spending hours afterwards glaring at things, trying to move them, a pencil or a TV remote or your little sister. I would just be convinced that I could do it. And I think that's just such amazing writing, that Roald Dahl was able to make me believe that I could maybe do that. I could maybe be like Matilda. So yeah, it just completely bought into it.
I was going to ask you whether you tried to make things move with your eyes, because I definitely did as well. I was in that boat.
Yeah. Do you know what? It would be such a brilliant thing to be able to do. I think it was such a clever thing. And, I would love to be able to do it now even. So,
Matilda, did the character or did the book itself influence your writing in any way, do you reckon?
I suppose that I've always... So Matilda's situation is, it's quite a sad one, isn't it? She's got these horrible parents who don't believe in her. And Roald he sort of covers that subject with humour. And, it could be a really depressing read about this little girl who's sort of being neglected, essentially. And Roald Dahl does it so brilliantly, as he does with all his books, this sort of essence of humour. And I think that's what made me want to write funny, is touching on sort of subjects that don't necessarily seem to be funny, but you can find ways to include humour in them, because that's what life is like, isn't it? It's not always easy, but we can still laugh.
I think that is absolutely spot on. I think it's what Roald Dahl did perfectly, and a great lesson to take from his writing in your own writing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. What would Roald do? So yeah, I hope I hope that it influences me. But you can't really pitch yourself against the great Roald Dahl. But yes, I like to think that I've taken something from that.
It's worth to aim that high, though. Why not? You might as well.
True.
Jenny, thank you so much for telling us about your favourite book. And I've got to say, if you've not read Matilda yet, everybody should go and read it, right?
Everybody should, yeah. And then go and glare at stuff, and people think that you've gone slightly crazy, but you never know. You might be that child who can.
Lovely. Thanks, Jenny. Brilliant stuff. Thank you so much to Jenny Pearson for dropping us a line and chatting to us about her brand new book. We'll be back super duper soon on the Fun Kids Book Club podcast. Remember to rate, review and subscribe, and go and read an awesome book. See ya!
The Fun Kids Book Club with Sticker Dolly's Unicorn Rescue. Go on a magical adventure with Grace, Lily and Holly, who race to rescue a frightened unicorn.